Look, I, as much as anyone, was appalled at the level of performance that our team displayed on Saturday. And yes, the criticism is justified, but has the criticism boiled over to an overreaction? Since Saturday, I've seen tweets saying that we should hold protests, bring back Morelos and Kent, and the best one yet, get Jake Paul to replace Michael Beale as Rangers manager. Now, don't get me wrong, I know we expected more for the first game of the season, but Jake Paul as Rangers manager, that's going to be a hard take to beat for the rest of the season. Look, if we think about the performance from a rational perspective, it's 3 points dropped in the very first game of the season. That's all it is. However, more than the 3 points dropped, I think what's causing such an uproar for most of the fans is the team's complete lack of a performance. I saw this tweet here, and from my perspective, it was a really good point. I think it's too easy to get caught up in results-based thinking, whereas performance gives a better indication of where the team's actually at. It just so happened that both result and performance aligned at the weekend. And this leads me into my next point, that personally I'm more interested in our performance. Is the result surely just a byproduct of the sort of performance that we display on the park? Although this obviously isn't an exact science, sometimes we're going to play brilliant and drop points, sometimes we'll scrape by and get all three. However, it is in my opinion that we as Rangers fans need to get rid of this mentality that settles for mediocre performances as long as we win. Now, I trust you watching this are savvy enough to know that this isn't me playing down the importance of winning, because that clearly is the imperative. It's merely just a recognition that if we perform well, then the results will take care of themselves. So is it all just an overreaction or not? Well, honestly, as bad as that was to kick off the season in that manner, I'm not so worried about the dropped points as much as I am about the levels the players performed at. And I'm not saying this based on one game alone. We looked pretty disjointed through the whole pre-season campaign, and it showed that we weren't able to hit the ground running v's Kelly. Does that mean I'm going to start writing the new players off or the manager off? Well, no, that's no for me. I think that would be a bit too harsh a judgment at this point in the season, one game in. Look, if we're going to win this game versus Servette on Wednesday, do them in the away leg, do them over the both, and then going to probably beat PSV if that's who we're up against, and end up in the Champions League qualifiers, then believe me, this result against Kilmarnock at the weekend will be long forgotten about. These are big ifs, right enough. But if we can just improve in the next game, in the next league game, this result will be forgotten about, because that's just how football works. You're defined on your most recent performance, and unfortunately, our recent performance wasn't up to the mark that we should be setting as Rangers Football Club. But again, this is down to the manager, the players, and most importantly, the way the players apply themselves on the park. When they step out in this game against Servette with 50,000 Rangers fans roaring, a European night at Ibrox is something that none of these new players will have experienced. They'll never have experienced atmosphere like this in their lives. And hopefully that is enough to give them a shake back to life, to show them what Rangers is all about, to show them that to wear the jersey for this club, it means to apply yourself to the best of your abilities, to the best of your capabilities, every single game, whether that's at Rugby Park or whether that's in the Champions League. Now, all in all, only time's gonna tell. I know very little about the players that we've signed, I'll be honest. But what I do know is that both Raskin and Cantwell have played out to be very good signings for us so far. Sabine got it right with these ones. So why wouldn't I have reassurance in that and believe that many of the new signings will come good in the medium to long run? But one thing for sure though, the power and energy that the Rangers fans can bring is monumental, and that can be as a positive or a negative force. If the team starts to show up, entertain the fans and play high quality, energetic football, then there will be a shift in the club as a whole. If it goes the other way, then be assured that Beale and the players will feel the full weight of the Rangers fans bearing down on them. So this is just the start of something new for us as Rangers. I don't buy into the idea that We need to let players gel. We've got all of these new arrivals. It's unacceptable for me going into competitive football to have that attitude. It's tough luck. You're there. Perform. Ultimately, it's your job. It's your profession. So as much as we are going to expect results for these players in the next coming weeks, I'm expecting good performances to go along with these results. Because as I said earlier in the video, I believe that with a good performance and a high standard, if you play high quality football, you're energetic, you're applying yourself to win the ball back when you lose it, and you're desperate to get on the ball when you don't have it. This is how you win football. This is how you create chances, score goals, and honestly make it a horrid time for the other team. These are the things that I know these players are certainly capable of. If they weren't, then they wouldn't be at this club. Believe that. And with that, I'll leave you with this. Roll on Wednesday. Let's do this, mob.